Do Hindu gods and goddesses actually exist? This question was once put to Swami Brahmananda, the God-realized sage and direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. A devotee asked him, do forms like Kali, Krishna and others really exist? Swami Brahmananda replied, yes, they do. The one Godhead has many forms. All these forms are real. A seer can see them and talk to them. This is the truth, and it is not at all surprising because an infinite God must have infinite forms, aspects and capabilities. For this reason, Sri Ramakrishna always emphasized, never set a limit on the infinite by trying to define it. This setting of a limit on God is in fact the most fundamental mistake that the followers of various religions, including sects within Hinduism itself, such as certain followers of Sri Krishna or certain followers of Shiva, make when they insist that the particular form of God that they worship alone is the best and no other. God, however, we must always remember, is the boundless infinite who cannot be restricted by such narrow impositions of the human heart. As the rishis of Vedanta have taught, the one God who is the infinite ocean of Satchit Ananda divine consciousness, also known as Brahman or God the Absolute, this one God comprises all divine forms, aspects and powers such as Krishna, Kali, Shiva, Gayatri, etc., and yet he is beyond form and definition. As a beautiful prayer says, Lord, you are the origin, dissolution, support, end, and the inexhaustible seed of the whole manifested universe. You are one, yet you take up many forms through your unspeakable power of Maya. I bow down and salute you. Whosoever knows you as formless and with form knows the eternal truth. It is these multitudinous forms, aspects and powers of the one and the same Satchit Ananda divine consciousness that are depicted within Hinduism as the various gods and goddesses. What's more, the designs of the idols of these gods and goddesses are not the product of an artist's creative imagination. Rather, these are the actual forms that the rishis have seen in their deep states of meditation. As Swami Vivekananda has emphasized, these gods are not merely symbols. They are the forms that the bhaktas have seen. Swami Vivekananda, of course, spoke from personal experience, having beheld God as not only the formless infinite during Nirvikalpa Samadhi, but having also beheld God with form in the mold of many Hindu gods and goddesses, just as his Guru Sri Ramakrishna did. Now, apart from Swami Vivekananda, another direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna who beheld God as both with form and without was Swami Brahmananda. About the spiritual heights attained by him, a wonderful analogy has been offered in the book The Eternal Companion. The analogy is that of an orchestra which consists of different musical instruments playing different notes. When these individual notes are combined, the effect is one harmonious unity of music. In the same way, while an ordinary mystic may be able to hear only one particular note from the orchestra, that is, he may be aware of only one aspect or form of the infinite divine, illumined souls such as Swami Brahmananda, on the other hand, were able to hear not only each individual instrument but the entire orchestra as a whole. Swami Brahmananda, having attained to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, was ever conscious of the one infinite divine, but at the same time he was also able to see many aspects and forms of this one infinite divine. There are several notable incidents that capture his visions of the one divine taking up the forms of various Hindu gods and goddesses for the sake of its devotees. We will go through three of them here. The first notable incident took place when Swami Brahmananda was still a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. Once Sri Ramakrishna asked Swami Brahmananda to press his feet. Swami Brahmananda, being young and impetuous, replied, I'd rather someone press my own feet. Sri Ramakrishna pleaded with him again, saying, Press my feet, I'm telling you. Serving a holy man has its reward. Finally, Swami Brahmananda consented, but as soon as he touched his Guru's feet, something strange happened. With his eyes wide open, he saw the Divine Mother Kali run into the room in the form of a 7 or 8-year-old girl. As the Divine Mother circled around Sri Ramakrishna's bed a few times, Swami Brahmananda could hear her ankle bells ringing. Then suddenly she merged into Sri Ramakrishna's body. With a chuckle, Sri Ramakrishna said to Swami Brahmananda, Will you believe now that serving a holy man has its immediate reward? The second incident took place when Swami Brahmananda visited the temple of Jagannath in Puri. This temple is dedicated to Sri Krishna, and inside it are the idols of Sri Krishna, his brother Balrama and his sister Subhadra. When Swami Brahmananda entered the temple and gazed at the altar, he saw the three idols vanish, and in their place stood the form of the living Krishna. Finally, the third incident took place at Madurai, where there is a famous temple dedicated to the Divine Mother Meenakshi. As Swami Brahmananda entered and stood before the idol, he suddenly exclaimed, "Mother, Mother," and losing all external consciousness, fell into a state of deep samadhi. The priests and other devotees gazed at him in silence. An intense stillness pervaded the temple, which lasted for more than an hour. When Swami Brahmananda came back to ordinary consciousness, he left the temple silently. Later he described his vision of the luminous form of the Divine Mother. So in this way, Swami Brahmananda experienced that God is not only the formless infinite, but God also exists in the form of numerous Hindu gods and goddesses. God in reality has the power to take up any form that his devotee cherishes. This truth was experienced and verified by not just Swami Brahmananda, but also by his Guru Sri Ramakrishna, his fellow disciple Swami Vivekananda, and countless other rishis. Therefore, there should never be any dispute between those who worship God as the formless infinite, such as the Muslims and the Christians do, and those who worship God as having a form, such as the Hindus do, with their gods and goddesses. As Sri Ramakrishna has cautioned, you believe in God without form, that is quite all right. But never for a moment think that this alone is true and all else false. Remember that God with form is just as true as God without form. The Bhagavata Purana captures this truth when it says, "O Lord, you have form and you are also formless. You walk before us in the shape of a man," meaning an avatar. Again, you have been described in the Vedas as beyond words and thought. You are endowed with infinite powers and capabilities. Therefore, I say to you, do not harbor malice towards others. Don't turn up your nose in hatred and say, "Oh, this man believes in God with form and not in the formless God. This man is a Christian, this man is a Hindu, and this man is a Mussalman." It is God alone who makes people see things in different ways. Know that people have different natures. Realize this and love all. As Saint Kabir used to say, "God with form is my mother, while the formless God is my father. Whom should I blame, whom should I praise? The two sides of the scale are even." Imbibing this message of acceptance and religious harmony given by Sri Ramakrishna, let us meet again in the next video. Until then, take care and goodbye.